Hi there, welcome to High School Maths.co.uk. Today we're going to be looking at how to change the subject of a formula. So we're looking at something that's kind of similar to the equations work you've done before, but rather than ending up with an answer that'll be x equals 4 or something like that, you're going to end up with another formula. Okay, so let's have a look at the first example here. We're going to change the subject of each one of these formulas to x. So that means we want the x on its own in the final line of working. Now the first one, we're starting off with a basic equation just to show how similar the working is here. So if you were looking at this equation, x plus 4 equals 7, then to balance that out, to get the x on its own or isolate the x term, we would take away 4 from both sides. Okay, so take away 4 to keep the equation or the formula balanced. If we do that, that's going to leave us an x on the left hand side. 4 take away 4 is 0, so we've got the space here. 7 take away 4 is 3. And that's how we deal with typical equations. Changing the subject of a formula is very similar to that, but the final expression will be different. So if we look at this very similar example, what we did in the first example is we took away 4. If we want to get the x on its own here, we're going to take away a from both sides of the equation. So on this side, a take away a is still at 0, but on this side of the equation, rather than just end up with a single term, we're going to have b take away a. Now, once we've got the x term on its own, that's the question finished. So your final expression here would be x equals b minus a. You can't combine b and a into one single term, so you've got to just write b take away a. So let's have a look at another one. 5 plus x equals c. So again, we're looking to get the x on its own. It's already a plus x. So what we're going to do with this 5 is we're going to take away 5 from both sides. Take away 5 from there and take away 5 from there. Now, if we take away 5 from the left hand side, that's just going to leave us with the x. On the right hand side, we've got c take away 5. You can't put those two together. One's an algebraic term, one's just a numerical term. So we're just going to write down c take away 5. So x is equal to c take away 5. And we've got our x term on its own. Okay, here, same rules as we had with solving equations. So we've got 2x equals t. We want to get the x on its own. The opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 2. And we get x on the left hand side equals t divided by 2. And again, we just write that down. We can't actually carry out any calculation there. So it's t divided by 2. And this is the way we typically write dividing at this level. So x equals t divided by 2. Same idea in the last one, trying to get the x on its own. So we're going to divide by 5 because it's 5 times x. Opposite of times by 5 is dividing by 5 on both sides to keep it balanced. And then we get x equals r divided by 5. So r divided by 5, which is our final equation with the subject of the formula changed to x. Okay, so let's have a look at some more examples that are a little bit more complicated than that. So these ones are more like your two-step equations. This time we're going to try and make y the subject of the formula, so we want the y on its own. Now with these ones, what we've got to do first of all is get the term that has the y on its own. So for the first question, we've got 3y plus 2 equals 8, and again we're starting with an equation to show how similar it is to equations. So what we would normally do is try and get the 3y on its own. So we'd take away 2 from both sides, and that would give you 3y equals 6. Okay, so 2 take away 2 is 0 here, 8 take away 2 is 6. Then we would divide by 3 on both sides, and that would give us y equals 2. So moving on, these examples are really similar. So we get 4y plus 3 equals b. We want to get the 4y on its own, so we're going to take away 3 from both sides of the equation. If we do that, we get 4y, that's still there. 3 take away 3 is 0, so the blank space. b take away 3 on this side, and again we can't do anything with b take away 3, so we're just going to write down b take away 3. Now, we've not got y on its own yet, but we're getting there. We've got 4y, so if we've got 4y and we just want y, we're going to divide by 4 on both sides. So we divide by 4, and we get y on the left hand side equals b minus 3 divided by 4. And again, we're just going to write that down, b minus 3 divided by 4. And that's our final formula with the subject changed to y. Similar idea with this last question. There's more letters involved, but it's the exact same strategy. So here we want to get the 2y on its own, so we're going to add z to both sides of the equation. That'll give us 2y minus z and plus z cancel, so that gives you 0. And on the right hand side, a plus z. And almost there, we've got 2y, we want y, so we're going to divide by 2 on both sides. And that gives you y equals a plus z, all divided by 2. So that's how you change the subject of a formula. Quite a tricky skill, but not too dissimilar from what you would see with your equations work. It's the same strategy you're following, so just remember that and do one step at a time. Hopefully you found that useful. For other maths videos and resources, please visit www.highschoolmaths.co.uk. If you like the video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And please remember to share the video. Thanks for watching and have a mathemagical day.